The immigration debate continues on Capitol Hill as two senators unveiled a bipartisan compromise today that would protect dreamers and also boost security on the Mexican border. But President Trump has dismissed it as saying any deal needs to fund his border wall. Joining us now to discuss these latest developments is longtime immigrant activist Ravi Ragbir, who is also the executive director of the New Sanctuary Coalition. Ragbir has fought for thousands of people facing detention and deportation, and he himself could be deported this week for a 2002 wire fraud conviction for which he has already served time. Welcome, Ravi, and thank you for joining us. Let's start with the political news out of Washington. Senators McCain and Senators Kuhn, Republican, Democrat, have come up with this proposal to sort of codify what's known as DACA, the Dreamers, in exchange for some additional funding on the southern wall. The president says they're wasting their time. Any thoughts about what's going on right now?
Well, unfortunately, we have never expected any form of compromise on this. In November 9, 2016, all of these programs, TPS and DACA, we expected this administration to slash, and they have done so. And the only reason that we have seen DACA still on the table is because of the great mobilization by the community to protect the young people who are in this crisis. So there may be a bipartisan deal from McCain and Coons, but is this going to go anywhere? I don't expect anything to come out of it, especially as he's so firm on the border wall, which is going to cost billions of dollars, and which, even though he said he's going to send a bill to Mexico, seriously, are we going to get that?
Well, let me ask you something. Would you support it? And I've heard some Democrats say, heck, they'll agree to the border wall of some form if they get the Dreamers protected. Is that something that the immigrant community would support?
In fact, the border wall will not solve the problem. So looking at it from that point of view, yes, we could support a border wall. I'm not saying I will support a border wall, but if you think the border wall is going to support any type of policy, good immigration policy, it's not going to help. The problem though is not just the border wall, but what the militarization on the border wall, which is those drones. I was in Arizona recently, and you saw the military aircrafts taking off every half an hour, just to monitor what is happening on the border.
There's about 122 immigrants, from what I understand, who lose their DACA protection every single day. If DACA expires, what do you think the community is going to do? Are they going to go back underground, or are they're going to face deportation? So what is their outlook?
The outlook is bleak. They expect to be taken in by this agency, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, because they are going after the low-hanging fruit. They have all the information of these people, every single DACA recipient, beneficiary, over 800. So they would expect 800,000, sorry, expect to be taken away. The good news is they still have legal options. The New Sanctuary Coalition has a training for how to protect themselves, how to protect their families, so that they are not deported under this administration.
You have a fascinating story. You were born in Trinidad,
correct,
but have lived here for 30 years. Your wife and daughter are U.S. citizens. Back in 2002, I understand, you faced a wire fraud conviction for working with a mortgage company, I understand.
Correct.
Right? But you served your time.
Correct.
Then you faced deportation. And now you face deportation again. Where does your case stand?
So my lawyers, and I have really good lawyers from the New York University Immigrant Rights Clinic, who have been looking at my case and looking at the options available. And they are seeing options available. In fact, there's a hearing on Friday to look at the underlying criminal conviction that makes me deportable. I have a green card. Well, I had a green card. But because of the
You were here legally.
I was here with a green card.
Right.
I don't like to use the word legally and illegally, because for a piece of paper, it doesn't make me any less of a human.
Right.
So they are looking to challenge the underlying conviction. Yet, that's on February 9th. This is this Friday. On February 10th, I am told to go to immigration to turn myself in to face deportation, not allowing the court any time to look at this, not to allow the court any time to make a decision on this. They're hoping that the judge will not make a decision, but they think that they will be allowed to take me away because they assume that the stay that the court has issued is going to expire.
Now, you were at the State of the Union address.
Correct.
That's pretty neat. How did that come around? And, what was the reaction of lawmakers when you were there? Did you get a chance to speak to anybody, specifically speak to anybody from the other side?
So, yeah, it was bizarre. Monday night, I was in detention. Tuesday night, I was
in Congress.
The state. Yes. And in the halls, right? So it wasn't just, we expected that I would just be there to accompany Congresswoman Velasquez, who has been supportive of me. We were fortunate enough to get a ticket through Congresswoman Clark, who is also supportive. We did not meet anyone on the other side. Unfortunately, we didn't have time because this all happened in minutes. But I did speak with Senate Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, of the House.
Of the House. So we
the House Minority Leader.
House, and so she expressed concern and support for my situation. But it was very bizarre. It was like I was in a different reality, looking at this out-of-body experience. Why I'm in the State of the Union, listening to the person who is basically authorizing my deportation and breakup of my family.
Was there anything in the president's speech to either give you hope or to make you more fearful?
There was nothing in there to give me hope, was there? Because he didn't address anything positive about the immigrant community. What he has shown is that he wants to criminalize the immigrant population, basically describing them as gang members, as the MS-13, that we equating every single immigrant to the gangs, and therefore violence, and therefore we should be deported, not recognizing the work that people have put in, the valuable contributions they have made in the communities in New York City as much as everywhere else.
And by the way, you're getting support across the board. Just yesterday, you were awarded the Bishop's Cross by the Episcopal Diocese of Long Island.
Correct.
For, quote, exceptional service to the church and to the community it services. What does that mean for you, and do you think it helps maybe your case a little bit as well?
So they went one more step further than that. They actually made me a canon to the bishop, which is an advisory to the bishop. It's the highest offer they can give to an unordained person. It means that I am now come under the protection, the actual protection of the Episcopal Diocese. So we don't know what it means, but we know that the diocese, the Episcopalian Long Island Diocese, Bishop Provenzano, has expressed support. We are trying to figure out how this would affect my case.
Religious leaders have generally spoken about pro-immigration positions, but do you think that they have been vocal enough in this country at this specific time to protect immigrants?
Not enough people are doing this. So there have been those who are speaking out strongly about it. What we need to see is the Catholics, for instance, not the bishops, but more the Catholic churches, individual churches that have to speak up about the issue, about the concern that their own congregants face, and look to create process to protect them. We need to have more of those faith leaders stand up to protect the immigrant population, not the other way around, where we see the faith leaders are saying, evangelists who are saying that immigrants should be removed, but they will be excited to say, we have missionaries to those places. Why not protect the people who are here from those countries who you talk about needing to have missionaries to convert and to share the good news.
Okay, Ravi Ragbir, good luck this Friday.
Thank you.
From the New Sanctuary Coalition. Thanks for coming in.
Okay.